welcome to the great big old state of Texas. Vonda Putt here. How are y'all doing? Today I'm doing, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paintings in my bright summer day videos, and I have some leftover paints here, and I'm going to do something a little different today. And I will walk you through what I'm going to do. I had somebody ask about this yesterday when I posted this vase on a couple of sites that I just finished, and it's Arteza Metallics, and they wanted to know how I did the paint, and also the resin. So I showed them the video on the resin, but I'm gonna show you how I did the vase. Now I have another vase here. It's quite a bit larger, and I have my alcohol. I'll show you what that's for. Have my gloves, have my little thing for my thing to sit on, and I have this I think this is a 16-inch, it's just a plastic serving tray. Now I've done these before. I've got them drying right now, put up on a shelf, or I show them to you. What I'm going to do is bring you down, and I'll show you what my process today is going to be. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get you so you can see everything here. Okay, how's that? Can you see that tray? Okay, that's good. Okay, so this tray, I bought these on sale at Michael's. No, I take that back, Hobby Lobby. They were normally $4.99 a piece, and I got them for like 79 cents. So I got a bunch of these to do, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of alcohol and pour in the middle there, and take a clean paper towel, and I'm just going to rub that alcohol all over that, just to get any oils or, you know, anything off of it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to put my hand on the inside, and I'm going to rub it down with the alcohol. This just makes the glass nice and clean. It takes everything off, oil, fingerprints. I did do one of these that did, the paint started peeling after a couple of weeks, and so I didn't do this to it, so now I do this to all of them, because the brown one that I just showed you, it was good for several weeks. And, I mean, it's been curing for over a month now. It's probably even been longer than that, probably 10 weeks. So, it did really good. I'll put my gloves on at this point, just so I can maneuver that around without getting more oils on it. I'll leave my paper towel here in case I need it. Close my alcohol. I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to put this tray right here. I bet you were wondering why I was showing you a serving tray and a vase. Because what I'm going to do is pour this, let me get this just right here so you can see it. In fact, I think I'll move over here and get you down a little closer. Okay, that's better. Now let me bring you down even more. You don't have to see me, you just have to see what I'm doing. Okay, there. Well, what I'm going to do is, I hate wasting paint, so I'm going to pour my paint over this. It will drip through. When I'm finished with this, I'll just simply lift this up and set it over on another mat to drip. And then I will get my spinner up here and I will spin this with the paint that's left over on it. Oh, you guys are really going down there now. Just a second. Okay, let me see how that is. Okay, that's pretty good right there. Sorry, I'm still working with this new camera. So I'm going to slide that back out of my way. And I have all these leftover paints from my bright summer days. And I'm going to use them on this vase. So everything's an Artist Loft paint. I've got blue, burnt umber, white with some pearl essence, medium, and gray metallic. The pearlescent medium is Sargent's. I have magenta, bright yellow or deep yellow, gold, light magenta, sorry this is red, dark magenta, purple, and green. So I'm just going to layer this cup with these colors. They're a little thick because they've been sitting overnight, which is perfect. That's exactly what I want. And I'm going to start with this little bit of yellow because I want whatever comes that's in the bottom to come out last will add a highlight to your vase. Just like if you're pouring a ring pour, you just layer your cup about the same for whatever effect you want in it. I mainly just wanted, in the last one it was an experiment, and it turned out so well that I'm hooked on it now. So, you know, what are you going to do? Okay, so there's my yellow. I think I'm going to throw a little gold over that, since I have a lot of gold here to use. And I am going to run them down the side. I don't want it to be like a dirty pour. I want to kind of keep my colors separate. Then I'm going to use some of this burnt umber. Don't have much of it to use. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in there over that gold. Then I'm going to use the magenta. Sorry, the sound you are hearing of water, I'm not drowning in here. It's just my washing machine's on the back wall here. So, got laundry going. It's Sunday. Normally I don't do it on Sunday, but I needed to today. So, I'm going to use the blue. And the green. This is the most awesome green. This is the emerald green by Artist Loft, and it is amazing when it dries. It's just super amazing. Let's see if I can't save just a little bit of that to put in another layer. I think I'll put some white over that green. Well, I don't want to dull it, so I'm going to pour it on the other side. So maybe they'll come out separate in the pour, so it doesn't lighten it up too much. And then I'm going to do the purple. This is a really dark purple, so I'm going to pour some over the white. And then I'm going to turn my cup around and I'm going to pour some over the green. And then I'm going to put in the red. the light pink. Not much of this. Not much of that. Okay, and then I think I'm going to go with some more blue. And do some more gold. And some brown. Some more purple. And some more gold. Okay, full cup runneth over. This is a big vase, so and just set these leftover paints. Oh, there's a little more blue left in there. I wanted to get on there. Hopefully I don't cup runneth over here. Okay. Oh, my cup is going to run over. So I'm very gently going to move it. Move these over and get right to it. Pull this over here so you can see. And here we go. See why it's good to have the paint a little thicker is it helps it stay on the vase a little better. And what your side looks like, I'll turn it around so you can see the other side. How we're doing down around here. Need some more on this side because that side is oh, there it just went. Okay, I don't want green to be the predominant color, so I'm going to just do a little more here. I'm going to just do the circles here for a minute and bring that gold out that's down there. Okay, look at that cup. Beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to leave this here to drip. Oh, I see a goober. Let's get that out of there. Don't want that in our paint. Okay, and I'll turn this around slowly so you can see it. And it's going to continue to run. If there's not any places I like, then I will just pour some more paint down that side. But right now I really like the pattern that it's doing with the yellow and gold, and the purple is turned kind of a light sandy purple with that gold. There's hints of the green in it now, which I really like. There's a little tiny bit of the pink in with the magenta. And I like that this part here is like kind of stripy, and this part is kind of flowy. I love that yellow and that burnt umber. It just adds some contrast to it. I don't like putting black in these because it kind of takes away from what we're doing. So that is how you cover your vase with your paint. Okay, I'm going to move a couple of things while that's dripping. Oh, I just love those colors from every side. I've got some other vases here I was going to do later today, but I thought I'd record this since how so many people asked about it last night online. Move this over on my resin table, my alcohol. Heat gun. And I'm going to grab my spinner here. Okay, let's see how it's doing. Oh, I love that. Very nice. I've got fingerprints all over my clean serving tray. Well, it's not going to be clean much longer. Okay, so I'm going to get a pan out to set that on. Sorry, I'm not very organized this morning, am I? I use these large cooking sheets, stainless steel cooking sheets, with a small, this one's kind of dirty, sorry, Adriana, but I'll still give you a shout out. Lowly Veffy matte in it. So everything that drips on this, I can take off and use the skin for my jewelry. So I'm going to set that over there on the other side of the table. I'm going to just slide this over so I can reach it from the other side, and I'm going to lift that off and set it on my Lowly Veffy mat to dry. Perfect. I'm going to make sure that's level. There we go. Okay. And, oh, I think I'll move that because I am going to be spinning. So, oh, I have to show you. This is my painting from yesterday. It dried so nice. Look at the shine in that from that gold. It's just beautiful. I know you're getting a lot of glare from the light. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, set that there, and have to make room for my pan to sit on my other table over here and try to move this without dropping it. That is the trick. Aha, perfect, perfection. Okay, now the reason I have to move everything is because we are going to spin this tray. But the first thing I'm going to do to it is I'm going to hit it with a little heat to get all the bubbles out. And there is silicone in this. So you know, I don't think I need my board on there. Just set that about right there. And I'll move you so you can see. Oh, I gotta put some more tape on there first. I'll take my gloves off to do this part, sorry. I didn't decide until this morning that I was gonna do both things, spin a tray and also do my my vase so you could see it. So you get two things in one. Two for the price of one. Okay, so what I did is I just put some blue tape on my, I've got these glued on, or taped on, no, they're taped on, and then I just put sticky tape, blue tape on there, so that when I set this down, I can feel underneath with my fingers about where it's even at. Oh, I got some paint underneath it there. And I'll move you over so you can see. Okay, and you wonder, how do you get up over that lip? Well, this is the way you get up over that lip. You get up over that lip by spinning. Some more paint in there, I'll run out there. Okay, now this is a tricky process, especially with the lip. If it was just a regular plate, serving platter that was flat, it wouldn't be an issue to spin it and just leave it. But this one has that lip on it, so it's a little tricky. It took me a while to figure out the first one. This paint might be a little thin. I usually like my paint quite a lot thicker than this is. But we'll see what happens. Just had to put my gloves back on. And I'll move my paint down here some more. Not much of that green left. I think I'll put the rest of that in there also. Right in the center. And let me see what else I'm about out of. Oh, I'm about out of that purple. Put a little more of that in there. I can probably use the rest of it if I have to touch this up. And I'm going to do a little more of this white. Because it's the pearl essence, and so it'll give it a really nice shine, and then when I resin the tray, it will be stunning. And a lot of this is probably going to go off of there. Almost used all my paints. And I'm going to save the gold also. Okay, let me put my apron on. Hopefully I didn't get paint on another good shirt. And I'm going to stand my other light up and let you have a little fixed lighting here. So you can see. I normally would do this in my pool, but I just took it apart and just cleaned all the skins out of it. So I will have to make do with the puppy pad, or with the bed pads here. And these are bed pads. They are not puppy pads. I buy them by the 50s. They come like this, very compact. The only difference is these are a lot bigger than the puppy pads, and they're not quilted, but they're super absorbent. And so I'm just going to lay one over on this other side here, kind of protect paint from flying all over my stuff here. Just because I hate dirties. Okay. That'll work. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to go the other way. You can do whatever you want to make whatever kind of designs. Oh, whoa. That almost got my phone. And my coffee. Oh my gosh. I don't want that paint in my coffee. Now the trick to this is to continuously spin it. Now I'm going to go the other way. That was the way I was going. So I'll go this way. No, that's still the same way I was going. I gotta go this way. Get that red all the way up on that ground. I hope I'm not making you dizzy. See, I knew I needed that over there. Now it's going to fall back in and it's going to make more of a pattern. So I'm going to just let it set for a second. And I think I'm going to drizzle some more gold on it when it goes around this time. Actually, maybe I'll just dump the gold on top of the purple. And then some red. Some gold, and then some fuchsia, and a little more gold. I want to kind of get away from that red and white Christmassy look there. So I'm going to do another pour right in the center of that. Okay, here we go. I'm not really in the center, am I? No, I might be. Okay. Clean my knife off, put it away. Well, I might use more of a pointed one if I do that again. Okay, a lot of that paint has run back in. You can see the white and the red going back in, so I'm going to spin it now. That was to the right. Now I'm going to spin it to the left. Oh, that's much better. Nope, not going to have to do any swiping on that. And to the right. Now the trick is to just keep spinning this, changing your pattern however you want, and spinning it until you get it looking the way you want and there's not much paint flying off. I do wish that that blob of red wasn't there, however, so I'm just going to lightly spread that out and bring in some more purple. Okay. And here we go again. That was to the right. I'm going to go to the left now. Okay, reds and purple. I love it with the little gold undertone. It looks pretty good. I am going to torch some of the bubbles real quickly. This does get a lot of bubbles, so be quick so you don't heat the paint up too awful much. I do kind of want a little bit of a pattern of the cells in this also, so I didn't want to do it while it was really thick because I didn't want it to be too much, but that looks stunning now with the cells in it. I'm just going to let that set and germinate, as I call it. That's going to make that gold pop almost like pearls. That's what I should have done, was a pearl roll in there. And I think that that is probably going to be pretty good. I don't think we're going to lose much more paint. I'm going to spin it one more time to the right, one more time to the left. That's still losing quite a bit. Let's see what that does for those cells. And to the left. Okay, that's awesome because those bubbles actually made it like a leaf pattern when we spun it. So I'm going to leave it just like that. For now, I'll have to come back if it has run back into the center. I will have to spin it again. Unfortunately, I don't know how long that's going to be. I will turn the camera back on when I do that. But first, I'm going to put my finger underneath the tray and get that stopped from dripping because I don't want it to pull. It's just like a painting. It will still pull your painting off the edge if you let it sit and drip. It will, then the edge will become clear, and I don't really want that wood look on this. I wanted to make sure it's painted here. Okay, that's good. Use my little paper towel, and I will put a wet cloth over these two pieces of things of paint and find something to use those for later. Ooh, maybe that little tiny tiny vase I have there. Potter, I guess it's a plant potter. I was thinking of doing today also. But if I do, I'll turn the camera back on and show you how that is. I'm going to spin you around so you can see how the jar is doing. Let's see if you can see it there. It's doing wonderful. It hasn't dripped very much. Tiny little bit. So I'll show you both when we come back. And thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you more than you know. Let me get this camera arm back up here to stay. I always have fun when I'm doing this with you guys. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Take care of yourselves and be good to yourself and kind to someone else. Love you. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Let's look at our plate and see how it's doing. It looks pretty good. I'm going to spin it a couple times. Whoa. Okay, it looks like there's no paint flying off. So it looks like it's going to, well, a little bit of movement. Let's try it the other way. Let's do that way one more time. And the other way. You have to spin both left and then right, right, then left. Whichever way you start, you need to go the opposite direction too. Otherwise, your pattern's going to all go to one side. That's why you see me going right and then left, right and then left. So it still is flowing somewhat up, back up. So this did have some settling. So I'm going to just spin it twice more. This also, when this paint that has gone back in here comes back up over the side, it kind of gives it a texture, which is really amazing when it's resined. Okay, we're going to go the other way. Okay, there's our pattern. This is what our plate's going to look like. Now if it stays that way, which it's getting pretty thick, so I think it will. I'm going to hit it with a torch again. That time sometimes helps set the paint also. So not just to pop bubbles, but to kind of heat it and, you know, cure it a little bit that way. Okay, that's all I'm going to do to that. And I'm going to run my finger around. So, let's see, it didn't, not too much came off of there. I'm going to do one more time this way. This process does take a lot of spinning, as you can see. And right. And one more time left, and then I think we're going to be good. Okay. Well, that's that. And it should dry just about like that. I'll check it one more time. But I don't think it's going to go anywhere else. That gold is really coming out. Can you see that gold in there? It's going to be very shiny when it dries. So I am going to set this on my drying table. Actually, I'm going to set it next to the vase. I'm going to scoot the vase over. without spilling it off of there. Set my turntable on there. And here we go. I'm going to try to lift this up there a little closer to you so you can see how it looks. It's already starting to dry. It's going to be very shiny with that gold in there. Okay, I'm just going to set it here. I'm going to let them dry, and when they are a little drier where I can handle them, I will come back. Thank you. Bye for now. Good morning and welcome to the great big old state of Texas. Vonda Putt here. I'm just back to show you the dried results of our vase and our serving platter that we did yesterday. So here's the serving platter. It's all nice and dry. It's nice and smooth. It's got a little bit of texture around the edges. But look at the colors. Are amazing. Put that so that you can see it without that light glare. Maybe you can see it better. Isn't that just stunning? That magenta really took over, but I really like it. It's got some gold in there, some white, some purple. Beautiful. It's going to be stunning when it's resined. And here is our vase. The bottom. There's one side. Look at how beautiful. Trying to get it in there kind of kitty corner and turning it so you can see all the sides. And it's nice and dry. I'll let this cure for about 4 to 6 weeks before I resin it. So unfortunately it's going to be a while before you see the finished product, but this is going to be gorgeous when it's all done. And I appreciate you all hanging out with me, and you have a great day, and I will let you know when we go to resin these pieces. Okay, bye.